ever experienced the pain of impossible love? Your mad obsession about someone, whether it's your ex or your crush or someone you met only a couple of times. But somehow it doesn't really make sense because you know this person might not be available. They might not be right for you. You might not work out, but you just cannot stop this obsessive, non-stoppable and anxious thinking about them. You're ashamed because you couldn't figure out why. If you have ever experienced that, I'm here to help you. My name is Fran. I have been struggling with mental health issues ever since I was a teenager. I've been working through these issues with a psychotherapist for 4 years now. In this channel, I will show you how to build a healthy sense of self and how to heal your relationship with a world that are full of shame, anxiety, and fear. So let's talk about love addiction in this video. In the next minute, I'm gonna first talk about the definition of the love addiction and what is really happening before moving on to the solution. If you want to skip this part, that's okay, but I would strongly advise you to go through this part to thoroughly understand the roots of it, why it's happening, so that you can have a mental map towards how to heal step by step. Love addiction would happen to you if you grew up neglected, abandoned, abused, or suffered from major attachment trauma, meaning that maybe there's losses from important attachment figures. Maybe your parents or mom died. Maybe there have been repetitive, unpredictable separations in your early years, which leave you feeling starved for love, security, and connection. Since the need isn't met, it's gonna come out in a more twisted way. It's gonna come out in ways that we cannot make sense of. Just like right now, how we're addicted to the pain of this impossible, unavailable love. We feel that this person or this kind of love is just so far away. It's always at our arm's length. It's something we can see, but we cannot touch. And it's that how we literally felt towards the caregivers, the parents when we were children. On the surface, you're looking to connect with this person. You're looking for their love, their attention, their unconditional acceptance and blah blah, but you need to understand that deep down it's targeted towards someone else. It was from the unmet needs from your childhood. They are simply the representation. It may look like this A person right now, and maybe for the past 5 years it's this B person, and 10 years ago it's this C person. So you would know that it's not really about this person. It's not about how special or how good they are. It only represents that you're using this person to project your unmet need towards. Also, our brain is wired to be hypervigilant towards any signals of separation, of changes, of uncertainty. And that's how cluster of disastrous thinking will trigger us into this anxiety spiral or depression. Thoughts like, well, next minute he's gonna find someone, he's gonna get married, you know, I'm gonna end up alone, I'm gonna die alone, you know, they're never gonna love me, they're gonna abandon me, and all those things. Those thoughts would be extremely excruciating and painful, even though those thoughts seem pretty ridiculous to other people. And they might tell you that, you know, you're dreaming, you're crazy, it's all in your head. But they just seem so real, like you cannot distinguish what's real and what's not. That's why we're still insistently, relentlessly searching for true love, where we could fully be who we are, where we could be accepted, admired, loved, respected, taken seriously. Here comes what to do. So whenever you feel the pain, whenever you are hit by this sad, prolonged pain that's hovering over your head, seeping into your veins, the obsessive thoughts about the losses, what ifs, the sadness from the realization that you might never have them, the love that is impossible, the love that is so close to you but never could be reached. I want you to drop into your pain, just to experience your pain, how it manifests in your body, what images you saw, what words you heard. Then gradually you could have a sense of separation. You could start to separate what is happening in your body right now from the stories you attached to that feeling. When you learn to see that feeling just as it is, when you learn to neutralize it, it takes out the venom of it. I will use a personal example to help you understand. Whenever on the weekend I was out on the subway going somewhere, I would unstoppably think madly and anxiously about that person. Well, how this person is never going to text me, we are never going to cross our life's path. Well, I see this pending doom and a catastrophic consequence coming. But before I let myself buy in that story, I would ask myself to pause for a minute and drop into that feeling and see how it goes. So I would take a deep breath and see what's going on in my body. And I would witness a white circle, like a hollow circle in my chest and stomach area. And it's like a boundless void, something that creates a feeling of emptiness, and that really scares me. And that's extremely uncomfortable. And I would allow myself to stay there, just to take a tiny breath and see how it shifts, how it changes, and use words to describe it. Usually along that image, I would experience this profound sadness, emptiness, and helplessness. I wouldn't escape, I would just allow myself to fully experiencing it. With a few moments, I would feel it opens up a little bit. I see a little bit more space between me and that desperation. And it opens up a little bit more, and I see more separation, and I see more clarity. And finally, I could separate the stories from that feeling, and I would instantly rise up from that helplessness. And I feel lighter, and I feel, oh, it's just like a story. It's a script that I wrote years ago that has been repetitive in my head. It's not reality. Right now, I'm safe here on the subway. I'm okay. That realization is essential in healing because it prompts you to direct your energy, your focus, attention, efforts into the real pain that needs healing, instead of being obsessed about this person, figuring out, well, if you love me or not, if you're gonna leave me or not, are we gonna work out or not? You are devoting your energy into this wrong place. But distractions are normal because they are like a buffering. They buffer you to face the real pain that was too overwhelming, too painful for you to face. So you do this process, you repeat it over and over again. Each time you will find that it opens up a little bit more, it lasts a little bit longer. Maybe next minute you go back into that experience, but you do it again until you get out. And over the years, that's how I've been practicing. And it's not like a one day's job. It takes repetition until your brain gets wired towards a more integrated place where you can finally see things as they are instead of attaching labels, stories to it. If you find this video helpful, I have a playlist talking about love addiction. I'm gonna put it up here. And I wanted to really, really sip into the painful feeling exactly that you're scared of. All right, everyone, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.